The Bills lost yesterday. The Bills lost to the Broncos at home yesterday on a ridiculous 12-man penalty on a field goal to win the game that they missed. So they get another try, they kick the field goal, and the Bills lose. Today they fire their offensive coordinator.
Probably should fire the head coach, too.
It's right there, Peter, for the Jets. All they have to do is score a touchdown every now and then. It's right there.
But you just mentioned the problem.
The magic word.
All they have to do is the one thing they don't have the ability to do.
But they, despite their ineptitude,
Griffin has to do is sleep with Sidney Crawford tonight.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Despite their ineptitude, the football gods are not letting them play out.
Yeah, but this kind of it reeks of the conversation 3 weeks ago about the Giants, right, Peter?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Giants beat the Jets. I mean, look at the NFC's wide open, but they just don't have the ability to do it. Now, I agree with you that the avenue is there. I just don't think they've got the vehicle to make it work. Now, can they beat the Bills? Sure. They've got the Bills' number. The problem with Buffalo is they turn the ball over. The Jets thrive on turnovers, and maybe they're able to get a touchdown off of that. I mean, if the Jets win the turnover battle 4-0, they're going to win. They're going to beat Buffalo. But does that mean that all of a sudden now they can beat Miami twice to win this division? That they're going to be able to finish with a better record than Pittsburgh and Cleveland and Cincinnati and all the teams they're going to need to beat to be a wild card team?
Here's all it means to me. When people start jumping right to the "it's over" conversation, this year you have to say not so fast.
Yeah, great point.
Because here's the way you looked at it, and it's logical. You have to get the Raiders game. If you don't get the Raiders game, where are the wins coming from? What last night shows you is that you could stumble into a win next week against Buffalo. And then the Raiders win. Doesn't matter.
I think the better way to say it is, can the Jets beat Buffalo? Yes, they can. So that kicks the can down the road, keeps them alive another week. But is it sustainable? Are they going to be able to beat Miami? Are they going to be able to beat Atlanta? Are they going to be able to beat the teams they have left on their schedule?
Houston, Washington.
Houston. Well, I mean, those are really good teams. Now, I look at they can beat New England. They should be able to beat New England, even though they never do. They should be able to win. But they might be out of it by the time they get to the last week of the season.
But you know what I'm saying, Don? If the Bills won yesterday, they'd be 6-4. The Jets would be buried, essentially. So they open the door for the Jets. And I get what you're saying. You got to play well, and they haven't played well offensively. But it's right there for them if they somehow discover a fountain of offense.
I don't agree. I mean, I agree they can beat Buffalo and be 5-5.
Oh, you don't think they can beat the Dolphins?
I don't.
With that,
not
with their
as
defense?
presently constituted. Not without scoring touchdowns.
But they'll score
touchdowns
right defensively, maybe.
Michael, I don't all of a sudden think that because Buffalo is a mess that all of a sudden the Jet, like magic waters sprinkled on the Jets. They still are what they are. They had 3 very winnable games, went 1-2 in those 3 winnable games, and the one game they did win was handed to them by the Giants. So that still all exists. Now, I agree with you. They can beat Buffalo because Buffalo is a mess right now. So now you get to 5-5. So maybe you finish ahead of Buffalo. What does that have to do with Miami? What does that have to do with finishing above Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Houston, Vegas, Los Angeles to be able to get a wild card? It doesn't. All it does is, and I will agree with you, maybe gives the Jets a win you didn't think they'd be able to get. But outside of that, I don't know how it affects them being able to move forward. Well, they're still going to have to get to 10 wins. How are they doing that?
Do you think they have to get to 10 wins now, the way everybody's losing?
Well, all right, Miami. Is Miami going to get to 10 wins? They're 6-3. They're a really good I know they haven't beaten anybody of significance. I think
they're going to get to 10.
All right.
They're getting their 10.
Now, Pittsburgh 6-3, Cleveland 6-3, Cincinnati's 5-4. You think those teams have a better chance of getting to 10 than the Jets do, or 9? Houston right now is the hottest team in football. Vegas has the tiebreaker. The Chargers have the tiebreaker. So there's not a lot going for the Jets right now, other than the fact that they might be able to get 5-5 easier than you thought before that game last night against Denver.
At least they got the Denver win.
Yep. And Denver's another example. Mess. Give up 70 points. Complete mess. And now they're finding, a way to be 4-5 with a quarterback that looked like he was done, a defense that couldn't stop anybody. But now they've kind of righted their ship. So
now I'm in the unusual position of defending the Jets. All right? So let me put it to you this way. Would you both agree that Zach Wilson on Sunday night looked like more of a quarterback than he's looked all year for an entire game.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe
it was just
something.
Second or third best game.
Right. Maybe no. Full game. Best full game, I think.
Kansas City. Well,
Kansas City.
No, he played well.
But no, they were down 17-0. Then he had that one great drive. I thought he was, as you said yesterday, Don, from the 20 to the 20, he moved the ball very well, made some really good passes.
Yeah, he scored
showed
touchdowns
maneuverability,
against Kansas City,
escapability, good arm. So maybe he takes another little baby step. Who knows?
But now they do have Buffalo's number. Again, I agree. I mean, I would feel pretty good about them beating Buffalo, even if that field goal was good last night, because they seem to have Buffalo's number. But what is Buffalo's problem?
I don't know.
Their problem is offense and turning the ball over. I think they got a pretty good defense, certainly better than the Raiders' defense. So if the Jets play better than they did against the Raiders, do we know they're going to score a touchdown? Do we know they're going to get the points necessary to beat Buffalo? So I agree that that's a winnable game. I thought it was always a winnable game. They almost won there last year in Buffalo, and they seem to have Buffalo's number. But I just don't know how that relates to the Jets moving forward and all of a sudden making the Jets better, because they might actually be better than Buffalo. They still have to be better than Miami. They still have to be better than Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Vegas, Los Angeles. There's a bunch of teams that they have to be better than in order to be able to make the playoffs. So by your logic then, Michael, they might have a better chance of winning the division than getting a wild card. Because only one team, because if they beat Buffalo, which I think they can, they'd hold the tiebreaker, they'd be in second place. They'd only have one team to pass in Miami, and they have them twice. So Miami, I believe, is playing. Who are they playing again, Anthony? We were just talking about it before the show, Miami. The Raiders. All right? So if let's say Miami beats the Raiders, they'll go to 7-3. The Jets win. They'll be 2 games back of Miami, but have 2 games with Miami. So it sounds like what you're saying is that the division's probably more wide open than the wild card.
I think everything's open.
It's only one team.
The AFC is not as stout as we thought it is. All the teams in front of them could lose a lot of games.
I can't have a conversation about a football team making the playoffs that can't score touchdowns.
Well, I hear what you're saying, so then you can't have a conversation at all about them winning the division either. I'm just saying that the avenue is open for them because the teams in front of them are bad. There's no dominant team.
But when you factor in something being open, you also have to factor in the team's ability to step through that open window. And I don't have faith the Jets can do that. How could you have any faith the Jets can do that?
I don't have faith. I'm just saying it's there for them if they suddenly discover it.
Now, what should be frustrating to the Jet fans is where would they be if they won the games they were supposed to win? Now, the Charger game, they played awful, and they weren't really in the game. But that Raider game was right there for them. If they had won that Raider game, like Peter was talking about, they'd be in great shape. They would have won 2 of the 3 games, and now they'd be going in with a little momentum, and they would have a 6-4 record. They'd be ahead of Buffalo now. You wouldn't have to worry about Buffalo except for the game you've got. You've passed them.
They wouldn't be 6-4. They'd be 5-4.
Excuse me. They'd be 5-4 because of they had the bye. And then you could beat Buffalo. Now you're talking about something, Michael, but what happened against the Raiders happened. The penalties that don't go away. The inability to score in the red zone that has existed all year long. So I agree with you. There's an avenue. I just don't know if they can possibly take advantage of it.
To win the division, Dolphins are minus 450. Bills are plus 400. Jets are plus 1,500. To make the playoffs, the Jets, if you think they will, that's plus 500. No, minus 750. And the Jets' updated win total is 7.5. So they're at 4-5 right now. They play the Bills this Sunday, and the Bills are 5-5. So Sunday at 425.
But what you're doing is that you're keeping your season alive. If you beat Buffalo, then Friday you've got Miami, and then it's on. And if you do that, then if you start taking advantage, Michael, then I could start to believe. But just like the Giant conversation a few weeks ago, I'm basing on, is the team capable of doing that? And are they capable of taking advantage of this, what looks to be a glorious opportunity for a team that can't score touchdowns? So they are very much alive. Can they take advantage of it? What would you say? Do you think they can?
If they take advantage of what?
What they have in front of them.
Of course.
You said the window's open. Can they do it?
You're asking me straight out, can they do it? My answer is
yes. I think that's the only answer until they prove otherwise.
But all I'm saying, I think we're on the same path here, is that if the door remains open for them to walk through it. Whether or not they have the ability to walk through it, it's a different story. The teams in front of them are not dominant. They're not running away with anything.
How about this? Can we solve it this way? If a magic pill was swallowed by Zach, and he all of a sudden became a normal, perfunctory quarterback who's capable of getting the end zone on occasion, Don, you would agree that you could have hope for the season.
Of course.
But that's it. John just over believing that might happen.
If they lost to the Raiders in a great back and forth game, scored some points, just didn't catch the breaks, but you're not scoring. Why? You can't score touchdowns. The self-inflicted wounds. It's because they should forget about all gas, no break. It's self-inflicted wounds should be on a T-shirt when Saleh goes to the press conference after games, because that's become their mantra now over the last month. Self-inflicted wound. How are you supposed to take advantage of this? When you're committing dumb penalties, you can't handle prosperity, you can't score any touchdowns, can't do anything in the red zone. And good luck with your defense continuing to carry you if they've got to be on the field the whole game.